Hello friends, this is Gangadhar from Dimensions to discuss the quantitative questions for the IBPS Clerks Mains 7. See, the series questions are from 56 to 60. For these questions, we need to identify the next term of the series. To identify the next term of the series, we need to observe the pattern involved in the series. For that, if you observe the first one, this is 15 plus 3 is 18, minus 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19, minus 2 is 17, plus 3 is 20, and this 20 minus 2 is 18. So this 18 is the next term of the series. Okay, this is 56th one. Then coming for the 57th problem. For the 57, to identify the next term, we need to multiply each and every term with the 4 and then divide with 10. For suppose this is 1050. If you multiply this 1050 with the 4, what will happen? 1050 into 4 is nothing but 4200. This 4200 divided by 10 will give us 420. Now multiply this 420 with 4. If you multiply this 420 with 4, the value will be 1680. And then 1680 divided by 10 will give us 168. Now multiply this 168 with 4. Okay, 4 8s is 32, 4 6 is 24, and 3 27, 4 1s 4, and 6 72 divided by 10 is 67.2. Like that, you must multiply every term with 4 and then divide with 10. So as a process, if you continue, you will get the next term of the series. Okay, this is 57th one. Then coming for the 58th one, to identify the next term, you just observe the differences here. See, the difference between these two is 6, and the difference between these two, 24 minus 6, it will be 18. And coming to here, the difference between these two is 36. And the difference between these two, okay, 60 and 120, that will be 60. Now, the difference between 120 and 210. The difference between 120 and 210 is 90. And we need to identify this term. See, we can express this 6 as 6 into 1. This 18 as 6 into 3. And this is 6 into 6. And then this 60 as 6 into 10. This 90 as 6 into 15. Okay. If you observe, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. Now, to identify the next term, this number must be 6, what we call 6, this is 6 into 15, so this will be 6 into 15 plus 6, 15 plus 6 is 20. So this difference is 6 into 21, 6 into 21 is nothing but 126, so 126 plus 210, which is equals to 336 is the next term of the series for that 58th problem. We observe the differences and we expressed the difference as a multiple of 6, and that multiple is following the pattern like plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, like that. Okay, this is 58. Then after the completion of 58, coming to 59th one. If you observe 59th one, this is 32, 49, 83, 151, 287, 559. So to identify the next term, you just take the difference. What is the difference between 32 and 49? 9 minus 2 is 7, 4 minus 3 is 1, 14. And coming to here, the difference between these two is 50 plus 30, and then 34 is the difference. And 83 and 151, the difference is 68. Okay, here 151 and 287, the difference is 7 minus 1 is 6, 8 minus 5 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, which is nothing but double of 60. And double of this 136 is, and then here the double of this, observe 17 twice is 34, and then into 2 is 68, into 2 is 136, into 2 is 272, and 272 into 272 into 559 plus 4. The next term of the series is the sum of these two. Okay. Then after the completion of 59, when we came to the 60th problem, 462, 552, 650, 756, like that we need to identify the next series. See, to identify the next term, just take the difference here also. What is the difference between 462 and 552? If you observe 40 plus 50, the difference is 90. Now coming to here, what will be the difference? Okay, the difference is if you add 8, 560 and then 90, 98 is the difference. And coming to here, the difference is 106, 106 is the difference. Okay, and coming to here, what will be the difference? Okay, if you add 4, it will be 760 and then 114 is the difference. And coming to here, what is the difference? Okay, 114, 122 is the difference. Okay, so to identify the next term, we need to observe this blank first. The series followed by these differences, we just observe the first differences. Now 90 plus 8 is 98. Okay, 98 plus 8 is 106 and then 106 plus 8 is 114. 114 plus 8 is 120 and this 120 is 130. Since it is 130, this number is the sum of these two and your answer is 1122. Okay, there ends the 60th problem. And after the completion of the 60th problem, we need to solve 60th. So coming to 61st problem, what it is given? On a particular day, sweets were to be equally distributed among 495 students of a school. However, on that particular day, 396 students were each student present on that day got 4 sweets. How many sweets were distributed? For suppose initially originally let x be the number of sweets for the student. Okay, let x be the number of sweets got by each student originally. So since there are totally 495 students, the total number of sweets distributed is 495 into x. But what happens on a particular day? With these 495 students, 396 students from a nearby school join these people. So now this 495 plus 46. Each student will get 4 sweets less than the original of x. Now each student will get plus 4 sweets. 495 students ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒకరికి x sweets. So 495 plus 396, which is nothing but 891. The number of student is x minus 2. So these two are equal because the total sweets మారలేదు. స్టూడెంట్స్ పెరిగారు, ఒక్కరికి వచ్చే స్వీట్స్ తగ్గినాయి అంతే. సో ఈ రెండింటిని ఈక్వల్ అంటే ఒక్క స్టూడెంట్ ఒరిజినల్గా 9 స్వీట్స్ వచ్చాయి. టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్వీట్స్ కావాలి కాబట్టి 495 into 9 క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే దట్ విల్ బి యువర్ ఆన్సర్. ఓకే, పేరెంట్స్ 60. కమింగ్ టు 62, Pradeep invested 20% more than Mohit. Mohit invested 10% less than Raghu. If the total sum of their investment is 17,880, how much did Raghu invest? See, initially you just suppose Raghu invests some x. So this x is nothing but 100% of x. Keep in your mind. Mohit invested 10% less than Raghu. So the investment of Mohit is 90% of x because 10% less than Raghu's investment. Whereas coming to the Pradeep, he invested 20% more than Mohit. So this value is raised by 20. The investment of Pradeep is 120% of 90% of x. Since it is 120% of 90% of x, we just remove 1%. Zeros. 12 into 9 is 108. So 108% of x is the investment of Pradeep. So the total investment is 70. That means we need to add these three. So 100 plus 90, 190 and then 298. So sum of these two is 298. So as per the problem, 298% of x is equals to 17,008. We will get x as 6,000. So 6,000 is the investment of Raghu. Okay, there answer 62nd. And on the completion of 62nd, 63rd, what it is given? A reduction of 20% in the price of sugar enables a purchaser to obtain 2.5 kg more for 160. Find the original price per kg of sugar. See, price 20% reduction avadam valla, ఓకేనా, సేమ్ అమౌంట్ 160 రూపీస్కి 2.5 kg ఎక్స్ట్రాగా వస్తుంది. అంటే ప్రైస్లో డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత అంటే 20%. quantity of sugar difference ఎంత అంటే 2.5 kg. So price difference 20% of 160 gives us how much of sugar అంటే 2.5 kg of sugar. 20% of 160 means how much it is? 32 rupees. That 20 means 1 by 5. So 32. So 32 rupees will represent 5 by 2 kg. So from there 1 kg cost is 64 by 5 rupees. So the cost of 1 kg sugar after the price reduction is 64 by 5. They asked us find the original price per kg of sugar. If you suppose the original price of the sugar is some x, okay, after the reduction that cost will be 80%. So 80% of x is equals to 64 by 5. Get the value of x, which is the original price of the sugar. Okay, there answer 63rd problem. And after that 63rd we have that 64. What is 64? A tradesman gives a 4% discount on the market price and one article free with every 15 articles bought and still gains 35%. The market price is more than the cost price by. So initially you just suppose the cost price of the article as some x and market price of the article as some x. Okay, since the market price is x and the discount is 4%, selling price of one article will be 96% of x. See how many articles చేస్తారంటే 15 articles. దాంతో ఒక ఆర్టికల్ ఫ్రీ ఇస్తున్నారు అంటే అతను కొనేటప్పుడు 16 ఆర్టికల్స్ ఫ్రీ అంటే ఇప్పుడు సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ వన్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద డిస్కషన్ ఆఫ్ ద వన్ ఆర్టికల్ అనమాట. సో ఫర్ ద టోటల్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ 15 ఆర్టికల్స్ కాస్ట్ ఎంత అంటే సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ 15 into 96% ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ ఆఫ్ 15 ఆర్టికల్స్. దీనికి ఒక ఆర్టికల్ ఫ్రీ ఇచ్చేసాను. ఇప్పుడు దిస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు దే మెన్షన్ ది ప్రాఫిట్ ఆఫ్ సెల్లింగ్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు 100% of cost price. What is the cost price అంటే cost price of 16 articles. So 60 A. Okay, percent of and percent of will get cancelled. 16 6 is 96 and 59 is 135. On removal of that percentage we have that 6x is equal to A, which is x is equal to the question is the market price is more than the cost price by అన్నాడు. మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ ఎక్స్ ఈజ్ 3 అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ 2. సో 2లో హాఫ్ 1 ఎక్కువ కాబట్టి మార్కెట్ ప్రైస్ ఈజ్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్. ఓకే, దేర్ అండ్ 64 1 కమ్ ఫర్ 3. 65th one, the average of 10 numbers is 40.2. Since the average of 10 numbers is 40.2, sum of those 10 numbers is 10 into 40.2. Later it is found that two numbers have been wrongly added. The first is 18 greater than the actual number. The first is 18 greater than the actual number and the second number add is 13 instead of 31. Okay, find the correct average అంటున్నాడు. The first is 18 greater than the actual number. 18 greater than the actual number కాబట్టి 18 ఎక్కువ యాడ్ చేసాం. So we need to remove that 18. So minus 18 and then we added 13 instead of 31 తో యాడ్ చేసాం కాబట్టి యాడ్ చేసాం 13 చేసి యాడ్ చేస్తాం 31. ఓకే, అంటే మనం యాడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కరెక్షన్స్ చేసాం టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ నెంబర్స్ మారలేదు. సో ఇదంతా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ద సింప్లిఫికేషన్ యాజ్ 402. Totally there are 10 numbers, so the new average will be 402 by 10. Okay, there is no change in the average. Okay, then coming for the 66, the average of a man and his son is 30 years. Since the average of a man and his son is 30 years, sum of their ages will be 60. The ratio of their ages 4 years ago was 10:3. See, the ratio of their ages 4 years ago ante m minus 4 by s minus 4 is given as 10:3. Like 10 by 3. What is the difference between the present ages of the man and his son? Okay, present ages of the man and his son ante మనం m and s find out చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. So we need to go for the usual simplification. 3m minus 12. Okay, 10s minus 40. So we have two equations in terms of m and s. By the algebraic ways of solvation we have both the values of m and s, and the value of m is 44 whereas coming for the value of s is 60. The question is the difference between these two values. The difference between these two values is 28 and that 28 is your answer. Okay, then 67th problem. For the 67th problem, Raksha invested an amount of 60,000 to start a software business. After 6 months, Kamal joined her with an amount of 90,000. After 1 year from the commencement of the business, Raksha put in an additional amount of 20,000. At the end of the 3 years, they earned a profit of 71,000. 77, right? 71 lakhs 20,000. What is the Raksha share in the profit? Initially, Raksha ఏం చేసిందండి 60,000 బిజినెస్లో ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసింది. At that to the end of the business, ఆ 60 అలానే బిజినెస్లో ఉన్నాయి. The profit is distributed at the end of 3 years. So 60,000 3 years ఉన్నాయి. And after 1 year, Raksha again invested 24,000. ఆ 24,000 మాత్రం 1 year తర్వాత ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేశారు కాబట్టి 24 monthsే ఉన్నాయి. ఓకేనా? Whereas coming to the Kamal, after 6 months Kamal joined అనమాట with 90,000. అంటే 90,000 ఎన్ని నెలల నుంచి ఆఫ్టర్ 6 months, అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 36 months, ఆఫ్టర్ 6 months he joined. So he invested for 30 months. So totally what is the ratio అంటే 60,000 for 36 months plus 20,000 for 24 months. This is the investment of Raksha. Whereas coming for the Pradeep, he invested 90,000 for 30 months. After 6 months కదా. So నేను 1,000 రిమూవ్ చేశాను అంతే. సో సింప్లిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ విల్ గివ్ అస్ ద రేషియో బిట్వీన్ దోస్ టూ వాల్యూస్. సో జీరోస్ క్యాన్సిల్ చేసి సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే యూ విల్ గెట్ ద రేషియో యాజ్ 44:45. సో దే నీడ్ టు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ ఇన్ దిస్ రేషియో అనమాట. వీ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద షేర్ ఆఫ్ Raksha. వాట్ ఇస్ షేర్ ఆఫ్ Raksha అంటే ఇట్స్ కరస్పాండ్స్ టు 44 parts. సో 44 divided by 89 into 71,20,000. సో సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్. ఓకే, దిస్ 89 8 is 712. Okay, 44 into 80,000 calculate చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది, రైట్? దెన్ ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ కమింగ్ టు 68th problem. For the 68th problem, a mixture of 48 liters of spirit and water contains 20% of water in it. Okay, since it contains 20% of water, the remaining 80% is spirit. How much water must be added to it to make the water 25% in the new mixture? Initially, the spirit quantity is 80%. After adding the water, the spirit quantity is 75% because 25% is water. Since we are adding water, the spirit quantity is same before adding and after adding. Before adding, the spirit quantity is 80% of 45 liters, and after adding certain amount of water, the spirit quantity is 75% of 45 plus x. So just you remove that percent of symbol, and on simplification you have that the value of x is 3 liters. So we need to add 3 liters to make the quantity as 75%. Okay, then coming for the 69, if 1,000 rupees be invested at 5% and the interest be added to the principal after 10 years, then the number of years in which it will amount to 2,000 rupees is. Okay, that's the question. See, 1,000 rupees is invested at the rate of 5%. Okay, this amount is added. Okay, and the interest is added to the principal after 10 years. So for the first 10 years, okay, for 10 years, what will be the interest? And interest is equals to PTR by 100. That principal is 1,000, time is 10 years, rate of interest is 5 divided by 100. So on simplification, you have that 2 zeros will get cancelled. You have that 500 rupees. So after the 10 years, what is the principal amount? And 1,500. So initial 1,000 ki 500 add chesam. సో ఈ అమౌంట్ని ఎన్ని నెలల సంవత్సరాలు ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తామో దట్ అవర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. రేట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఇస్ 5%. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అమౌంట్. దిస్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అమౌంట్ ప్లస్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ అమౌంట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు 2,000 రూపీస్ అంట. సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి మనం టీ వాల్యూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. తీసుకొస్తే 500 తీస్, అండ్ ఆన్ సింప్లిఫికేషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ దట్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ టీ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు సంథింగ్ లైక్ సమ్ 500 divided by 75. Okay, on simplification we have that the value is approximately 6.6. So 10 years tarvata inka 6 point some years మనం ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే that 1,000 will become 2,000 అనమాట. Totally we need to invest 16 2/3 years to make the 1,000 rupees as 2,000 rupees at the rate of 5% as per the given conditions. Okay, then coming for the 70th problem, two men A and B working together complete a piece of work which it would have taken them 30 and 40 days respectively to complete if they worked separately. If they received a payment of 2,100, we need to calculate the share of B. See, the capacities of is compared by their 1 day's work. 1 day work of A is 1/30th part of the work, whereas 1 day work of B is 1/40th part of the work as per the problem. So to calculate the ratio, we need to, the 2 zeros will get cancelled and multiplication to 12. the ratio will become like 4:3. So we need to divide the given amount in the ratio of 4:3 for the two persons. We need to calculate the share of B. So share of B will be 3/7 into 2100. So on simplification we have the answer as 900 rupees. Okay. Then coming for the 71st problem. Two rockets approach each other, one at 42,000 miles per hour and the other at 18,000 miles per hour. They start 3,256 miles apart. How far are they apart 1 minute before the impact? రెండు కలుసుకోవడానికి ఒక నిమిషం ముందుగా వాళ్ళ యాక్చువల్లీ దే ఆర్ టూ rockets approach each other, ఒకదానికి so in that case the relative speed is to be taken as the sum of these two speeds. So 42,000 and 18,000, the summation is 60,000 miles per hour. The relative speed of those two rockets is 60,000 miles per hour. So what it represents అంటే in 1 hour వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్యలో ఉన్న డిస్టెన్స్ ఒక 60,000 మైల్స్ తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంటుంది 1 అవర్కి. ఓకేనా, మరి దాని నుంచి మనం 1 మినిట్ దగ్గరికి రావాలి. సో 60తో డివైడ్ చేస్తే దెన్ దట్ విల్ బి 1000 మైల్స్ పర్ 1 మినిట్ అనమాట. సో వాళ్ళిద్దరు ఎదురుగా వస్తున్నప్పుడు 1 మినిట్లో 1000 మైల్స్ డిస్టెన్స్ తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళిద్దరు కలుసుకోవడానికి ఒక నిమిషం ముందుగా వాళ్ళిద్దరు ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంటుంది అంటే ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఇస్ 1000 మైల్స్ అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్. ఓకే, దేర్ అండ్ 71st one. And after the completion of 71, coming to 72, the length of a rectangle is 3/5 of the side of the square. The radius of the rectangle, the radius of a circle is equal to the side of the square. As per the problem it is, okay. And the circumference of the circle is 132. So circumference of the circle formula is 2 pi r and that is given as 132. What is the area of the rectangle? If the breadth of the rectangle is 8 centimeters, already breadth is also given as 8. Okay, ఇవన్నీ వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చారు. Length 3/5 of the side, radius side 2 pi r and then something like this. Already we have the breadth of the rectangle. Since 2 pi r is equals to 132, from there calculate the value of r. From there you have s. From there we have L. After having the values of L and B, area of the rectangle is L into B. From there you will get the answer. Okay, there ends the problem. Then coming for the 73rd problem, x power 11 is equals to y power 0, nothing but 1. Since x power 11 is 1, x is also 1. Since x is 1, also we have that 1 is equals to 2y. And then that y is equals to 1/2. And then what 1/2 is your answer. Okay. Coming for the 74, a certain type of wooden board is sold only in lengths of the multiples of 25 centimeters. A carpenter needs a large quantity of this type of board in 1.65 meter lengths. For the minimum waste, the lengths to be purchased should be అంటున్నాడు. మినిమంగా వేస్ట్ అవ్వాలంటే మనం మ్యాక్సిమం పాసిబుల్ లెంత్ తీసుకోవాలి. మ్యాక్సిమం పాసిబుల్ లెంత్ మనకు కావాల్సింది 1.65 మీటర్స్ అంటే 165 సెంటీమీటర్స్. వాళ్ళు అమ్మేది యాజ్ ఎ మల్టిపుల్ ఆఫ్ 25 సెంటీమీటర్స్. సో వీ నీడ్ టు టుక్ ది LCM of that 165 and 25. That will be 825 centimeters and your answer is 8.25 meters. Okay. Then coming for the 75. If a total of 9 students appear in an examination, in how many ways can the result be announced? అంటే ఎంతమంది పాస్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఎంతమంది ఫెయిల్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఎన్ని రకాలుగా పాసిబిలిటీస్ ఉంటాయో చెప్పాలి. ఓకే, see for each student we have two options. Yes, the student may fail or may pass. So since for each student we have two options, there are totally 9 students. So the total number of ways to declare the result is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 like that for 9 times. So that is 2 power 9, nothing but 512. 512 is your answer for that 75th problem. Okay, so we can discuss the remaining questions in the second part of this video, right? Thank you.